So Jesus sees you, my sister. You are not unseen. He sees you. You are seen. And he's calling you. And then he says to you, woman, you are set free. Hey, sister, welcome back to the podcast once again for the month of August as we are talking about daughters arising in August and beyond. So, my sister, oh my goodness, I am so excited about this episode. This is the third woman we're going to be studying about that arose from her discouragement, arose literally, physically. This is going to be good, right? You'll see what I'm talking about. It's amazing. I hope that you got my love letter if you're signed up, because if you got my love letter, aka newsletter, you know that we were going to talk about this week. If you're not signed up, go to theintentionalchristianwoman.com, click on free resources, and you can get not only signed up for my love letter, but you'll get some free resources as well that I created just for you. Also, when you go to theintentionalchristianwoman.com, you're going to see a wait list in there. If you want to join the wait list, it is a new community that I'll be starting real soon. You don't want to miss it. If you want to find out what this is about, the community is called Daughter Arise Collective. It's the Daughter Arise Collective. It's where we replace fear with faith, discouragement with confidence, and feeling stuck with steadfast growth in the Lord. I am so excited about this. So go ahead and go to theintentionalchristianwoman.com and join that wait list as well. So today we are looking at Luke 13, and the title is Jesus Heals a Crippled Woman on the Sabbath. In verse 10, it says, on a Sabbath, Jesus was teaching in one of the synagogues, and a woman was there who had been crippled by a spirit for 18 years. She was bent over and could not straighten up at all. When Jesus saw her, he called her forward and said to her, woman, you are set free from your infirmity. Then he put his hands on her, and immediately she straightened up and praised God. Okay, so let's clarify infirmity. An infirmity, if you don't know, because I know this is kind of a word we don't use all the time, an infirmity is basically an illness or a disease. So she had been crippled by an infirmity, clearly. But I want to look at, I'm going to break this down because I think it's important that we look at each sentence and each word. It's very important that we see. We don't know again much about this woman, but we know that she couldn't walk straight. I imagine her bending down, and that's how she lived. It says that who had been crippled by a spirit. So it says crippled by a spirit. Okay, whoa, hold on a second. So crippled by a spirit, this is something that is beyond not just physical, but like spiritual realm kind of thing. So a spirit that cripples you, I mean, can that happen? Clearly it can, right? So I can't, like I said, I'm not coming in here in a theology perspective or anything like that. I'm just because I'm not a theologian, but I will say that to me that observation, I'm like, 18 years of being crippled. So let's look at potentially the things that she must have felt as well. Just like Mary Magdalene, we read about her, just like we did a podcast on her, that just like the bleeding woman, like the fear, the hopelessness of am I ever going to get well? She probably didn't think so. Probably, I mean, 18 years? You're waiting for 18 years to get better? How many doctors might she have possibly seen? I don't know. We know that the bleeding woman saw many physicians. We don't know if she saw physicians. But whatever the case, I can't imagine the spirit of hopelessness in this woman. And then the spirit of discouragement that she had because she was discouraged. I imagine the discouragement, the helplessness, the things she couldn't do. Not a purpose-filled woman, because what purpose would a woman have being crippled in this way? How could you do what you needed to do? As a woman, you were expected to do a lot of things in that culture. You were expected for so like I mean you can't even how could you even bear children that way? Like I I can't just imagine the pain and the devastation that this woman had. So It's good to look insightfully when we're reading the scriptures, my sister. When you're reading something, you're going and you ask yourself those questions. Be inquisitive. These are the things that help me to study my Bible more deeply and help me come in the podcast and help me kind of bring these things to you because I ask myself these things. What must have been like? And I ponder. And I don't know for sure that all those things are exactly the way it was with her, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to it because I've seen it in my life when I've felt the discouragement from different ailments or different things and challenges in my life. I've seen it in my families and different people in my family and others that are close to me. These things are very, very discouraging. So to see that Jesus goes to her in verse 12, he sees her. First of all, he sees her. So Jesus sees you, my sister. You are not unseen. He sees you. You are seen. He calls to her. He calls her, he called her forward, right? And said to her. So he called her forward. So he must have been like, come. So could she walk? Yeah. It looks like she could walk if she was called forward. She was probably walking very difficult in a very difficult way. So then she comes forward and she's like, and then he says to her, woman, you are set free from your infirmity, from your disease, from your ailment. He frees her completely. The compassion that Jesus had, like the woman didn't go to him this time. And this is the different thing about this woman. Like she didn't go like bleeding woman went to Jesus. And that was that was super admirable. This woman didn't come to Jesus. I don't know that she would have if she knew. Maybe she didn't know. I don't know. But Jesus called her. Sometimes we don't have the strength or the faith or even the knowledge. If the people that are listening, if you're someone who's is not a Christian and you're just curious and you just ran into this podcast, welcome, by the way. Maybe you don't know that you can ask Jesus for these things. Or maybe you're a Christian woman and you don't just have the faith and you're just like, why ask? Or I've asked before, why ask again? You know what I mean? Like there's times where you don't ask. You don't come to Jesus. I know I've been there too, my sister. You're not alone, okay? Jesus sees you and he's calling you. And then he says to you, woman, you are set free. Free from that spirit, first of all, because she was crippled by a spirit. You're free from that spirit. Jesus frees you. You're free from whatever ailment, whatever's holding you back, whatever's crippling you. You are free because Jesus sets you free. Then he put his hand on her. So he touches her. Okay, again, Jewish man touching a Jewish woman. Not if it's not your wife, your spouse, you don't do that, and you don't even really do that in public, even with your spouse. It says she immediately straightened up. So she was healed. She straightens up. Spirit's gone. Ailment's gone. And what did she do? She praised God. So when you are free, you praise God. You give him the praise and the thanks and the glory because that seals your faith. That kind of seals the deal of like, okay, this was God. You give him the praise, you give him the honor, you give him the credit, the glory, because that is your and my amazing God and Father who loves you, who touches you, who sets you free every single day. Know that I love you, know that I'm praying for you, and I will see you in the next episode. Sister, I truly pray that this episode has blessed you and has encouraged your heart today. If it did, would you share it with a friend? Also, would you leave me a review? Not only do I love reading my reviews, the reviews actually help the show be found by others who could use the encouragement. And if you want more resources that could help your walk with God, simply visit theintentionalchristianwoman.com. You'll find all kinds of goodness in there. Sister, know that I love you and I am praying for you, and I will see you in the next episode.